Hey man, what's up?
How you going, bro?
What's up, bro? I can see you on here now.
This is cool, bro. This is cool, eh?
Yeah. Last time I couldn't see you, man. This is awesome.
Much better, bro. You got personal action now, man.
Yeah, right,
Facial expression, emotion, and everything.
right on, right on. Man, you look all G'd
Oh,
up. You look all G'd up. You got a gold necklace with a cross and stuff.
it's well,
Yeah. So what?
yeah.
So what's been going on, man? Is anything new been going on? Oh, you threw up the west side.
It's been all right, man. They've backed off quite a fair bit, eh?
Uh huh.
But they're still there, still doing what they're doing.
Yeah. But you said, man, you've been doing 11 years of it though, man.
Yeah. And the last 2 years of it just being way up.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's hard for me to imagine. I've been doing it for a year. It's hard for me to imagine 11 years. And plus, you being down under, man, it sounds like it's way more intense down there than it is up here.
Yeah, man, it's pretty full on down here. I mean, you guys got a more of a group support in the States. There's more of you guys. There's more
Yeah,
of you guys willing to come out.
yeah. You know what, man? The numbers have going up. The numbers are going up here so much. Every single day, there's somebody else coming online saying that they're being gang stalked on YouTube.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
noticed, and I think that's because your government have accepted it as something that's really happening.
right, right.
So people aren't as afraid to come out anymore and talk about it.
Yeah, it's almost like, especially with the voice of skull stuff. There's like a lot of people. There have been people emailing me all the time saying it's been happening to them, and I mean, all these people can't be crazy. You know what I mean?
No, 100%, man. They can't be all having the same experiences and relating them like 100% of the way. They
Right,
can't all be crazy, man.
right, yeah, man. It's intense, man. The funny thing is right now I'm going through a phase. You know what they do? They use my neighbors' wives. They have my neighbors' wives wear like tight pants and stuff, and stick their asses out and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, I swear.
that's happened. That's happened to me as well a few times, man. They do it on purpose, just to G you up.
But now they like me looking though. Like I've caught them a few times. Like they it seems like now I wonder. I'm like when they're at the store buying clothes, who are they buying their pants for now?
For you, bro.
Yeah, yeah, I know, man. It's
I
like
like the way you think, bro.
yeah, it's like we gotta look for the positive stuff, man. You know?
I like the way you're looking at it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been speaking to a guy from the UK, man. Phil Lee. Spoke to him 2 nights in a row.
Uh,
They're putting him through a lot of shit, eh? Poor guy.
oh, really?
Fuck. Yeah.
What are they hitting them with?
Just putting him on medication, just sort of blasting him with the harassment and all that. I feel sorry for him. I've got it bad, but he's just not coping too well.
Yeah, yeah, man. That you know what, man? Those doctors are dangerous, man. They get you in there, and they can convince you to start taking pills. And they can convince you to start taking pills. Then you're not in your right mind anymore. Then who knows what they can convince you to do next? They might convince.
Exactly.
They're convinced. They convince people to go to hospitals and stuff. And
Yeah, to check themselves in, to voluntarily check themselves in, and then they're stuck in there.
right, right, right. Then they can't get out. Then they drug them up, and they can't get out. It's over with. And
It's a cruel process. It really is cruel.
yeah, yeah. And you were saying though, we were talking before about how in Australia, the same people who are running the program down there are hooked up with the same people in the States. It's like really the same type of deal. Like they're all in on it
Yeah, that's
together.
what I think. I
Right,
think it's a giant pyramid, and some way and somehow they're all connected somehow.
right,
Because they're using the same techniques, man. It's like they're following the same rule book.
right. See, the thing that really shocks me, man, is like, I had to really piss some people off to get put in the gang stalking program. Like I kept running my mouth about conspiracy stuff, and then I got set up to be killed, and then after I slipped out of that, I ran my mouth about that, and it's like I did so much. They eventually put me in the gang stalking, but with some people in the States, they don't even know why they're being gang stalked. It just happens.
Yeah, well, I don't think you can do anything to get put into it. I think they just use any excuse to put you into it, like put anyone into it for that matter.
Right.
I mean, I was talking about Freemasonry,
Right.
and I guess that should be enough to get put into a program like this.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
But there are people, like you said, that haven't done anything at all.
Right.
And, you know, some people with children, mothers with children, what are they going to do wrong?
Right.
So it's just not adding up, man.
Yeah, some guy, I was talking to this girl and her boyfriend, he went to a lodge and tried to join the lodge, and then they didn't accept him, and then they started gang stalking at him after they declined him. I was like, whoa. Yeah. It's like, man. It's like he tried to become a member, and they rejected him and started gang stalking him. I was like, jeez. You know, that's tough.
He probably said something to him, or they didn't agree with something he said. I mean, they're a powerful network. They really are a powerful network.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what, man? I'll be honest with you. I've ran my mouth about a business of a lot of people and a lot of stuff with the secret society stuff. That's one group that I stay away from is the Freemasons, man. Because you could run your mouth about a lot of different people, a lot of different groups, but you run your mouth about them, they're on your ass. There's nowhere in the world you can go. You know what I mean?
No, there's nowhere you can go, man. You can't escape them. They got members everywhere. They got people inside this network just everywhere. In all business structures, in all industries, they're there. You can't escape them.
It's everywhere. If you're in the mountains of Tibet, they're coming up there. You know what I mean?
they're already there.
They're already there.
They're already there, man. They're already there.
Yeah. And so that's that's the one thing I've learned. I've learned to watch my mouth about. There's things I know about my situation with them that I don't talk about online because I know I'm lucky to be being gangsta. It could be worse than this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be worse.
Yeah, and so I just but
I was just running my mouth out of ignorance, sort of righteous ignorance, I should say.
Yeah,
there's a lot of the stuff they delve into and get into is not right, man. You know, it's just morally wrong and against most laws.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize how much of a fix they had on society. I've only started to discover that from what I've been going through.
Me too.
They've flexed their biceps and showed me their muscles, man.
Yeah.
And they got big muscles, I'll tell you.
They're ripped.
They're on steroids, all right.
Yeah, before all this started, for my conspiracy research, I knew they were pretty powerful, but I had no idea that they even hired my own mom to come home with the headlights and stuff on. So, you know what I mean? They got my own mom. You know what I mean? They
got their dips and everything, man. Their hands are everywhere.
Yeah.
Like an octopus.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, man. And it's like you can't go to anybody either. Who are you going to go to? In America, people are talking about the FBI. You can't go to the FBI. They're the same people.
No.
You know?
You're going to the same people that are harassing you.
Yeah.
They're not going to help you.
Yeah, it might even make it worse. Yeah. The celebrities in Hollywood go through a lot, man.
Yeah, you were telling me Martin Lawrence went through it as well, was running down the street with a gun.
Yeah, saying they were trying to kill him. I just know that was gang stalking. I mean, he didn't say he was being gang stalked, but, like, these people just snap in Hollywood. They say they're being followed and stalked, and I know it's gang stalking, and they can't say anything because no one's going to believe them.
No, I think Shia LaBeouf, what's his name? What's his name? That guy from the Transformers movie? Shia LaBeouf?
He was being gang stalked?
Yeah, I think he was going through it as well. That's why he was making all those crazy videos. I was reading up on it last night. I'm not sure if it's real, but
right,
something to go by.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Man, we got to find a way to be able to record this both ways because I can see you and you can see me, but I'm recording on the webcam, and so I'm going to have to put a picture when I upload to my YouTube, I'm going to have to put a picture of you on there. But I'm trying to find a way where I can record you. I wish I had a way where I could record you at the same time for the YouTube thing,
I've seen people do it on Skype, but I'm not too sure how to do it, man. I'm not too tech savvy.
Yeah. Man, I like your videos. Your videos are pretty intense. Like I can just tell by looking at you and the way you talk, like you're going through, what it's all about, man. Because I remember, man, I used to be hiding in my house, looking out the window all the time, and I see cars on the corner. And I thought if I left the house, they were gonna kill me. I literally didn't leave the house for a month, man. I had to beg my mother to take the trash out. And yeah, I was scared. I was hiding.
I went through that as well, man. I think it's normal.
Yeah.
You don't really know what's going on. All these people are out for you, and you think, oh, there's something big going on here.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I thought it was the same people who tried to kill me. I'm like, damn it, they're back. You know, and I knew how powerful they were. If they wanted to do in broad daylight, they could and get away with it too. And so I thought it was them. And then eventually I left the house and nothing happened. And then I said, damn it, what's going on? If they didn't kill me, what the hell is this about? Then I found out, oh, I'm being gang stalked, you know? And,
Yeah.
And so next,
That's what I thought it was.
yeah, I got this crazy tactic, man. Like I live in Michigan. In some of these areas, there's no sidewalks, and so I'd go on these long walks, and sometimes I'd walk at 3 in the morning. And do you know they would have a car coming towards me, and the car would pretend like it was going to hit me up until like the last little bit of time, and it was a thing where it was like chicken. They wanted me to move, and I said, I'm not moving, man. This is the same thing as me hiding inside the house. It's the same scenario, you know? And I'm like, if the program's going to kill me, it's going to kill me, and that's all there's going to be to it. And I just kept walking straight, and they would always move. And then eventually I started, like, moving towards the car, like trying to walk into it on purpose, and they would move a little bit more. And it helped me overcome my fear of death, and it just helped me, like, that's what gave me the motivation to, like, go out and start speaking about it. You know? I learned that it's all psychological, man. You know?
I've done something very similar as well, man. I had the ambulance always, everywhere I was, there was just ambulance, you know, just with their sirens around me constantly. So I stepped in front of the ambulance one day thinking, if I get hit by a car, there's no better car to get hit by than an ambulance.
Ambulance, yeah.
And then they stopped, man. And they stopped coming around with the sirens. I think they knew that I was serious.
Yeah.
But there's just so many aspects to the harassment. I mean, they'll stop one thing and then they can pick up something else. They got so many tricks in that hat of theirs. I mean, it's a very deep hat.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy, man. I did an interview with him earlier today. He was like a veteran gang member from Los Angeles, from the Crips gang, and me and him were talking about gang stalking, and he was a little bit familiar with what I was talking about because sometimes people who speak out, like in the black community or whatever, sometimes they get like the FBI who follow them a lot and stuff like that. So he was somewhat familiar. But a lot of times the gang members, they walk up to each other and they do something where they like bang on each other. Like they ask like, what gang are you from or whatever. And oftentimes it turns violent. And I kind of adopted that into my thing about being gang stalking. Like I would walk up to the gang stalkers and tell them my name and everything. And when I started doing that, yeah, man, because I was intimidated to approach them. And then when I started doing that, then they started backing away from me. But I wasn't hostile though. I was smiling 99% of the time. I'd be smiling. I'd be very polite, you know? And it turned into a thing where it's like most of them started liking me, and then the other ones who didn't like me avoided me, you know? And have you ever tried anything like that?
Well, I've tried speaking to them, and at first, I used to do the circus shoot and calling them a clown, and they'd start laughing. And some of them were all right about it. They weren't too serious, but then you got others that are just really serious, you know?
Yeah.
Break that character.
Yeah, it's so funny, man, because I know definitely, like, where I'm at, a lot of them wear sunglasses and stuff, and it's like, they think they're more than what they are. It's like, man, you're being paid to follow me. It's like, you're not in the CIA, man. You know what I mean? It's like
think James Bond or something, Jason.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah, like they pay one of your neighbors to watch you. Now he thinks he's like, you know, James Bond or 007 or something. You know what I mean? It's like, man.
They make them feel important about themselves when really they're nothing.
Right. Yeah. And so, I mean, if I know, like, if somebody walks up to one of them and shakes their hand and they don't do the Masonic handshake or whatever, then they're not really, you know what I mean?
They're not in the clique?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be, I always say, like, G'd up, you know, the G for the Freemasonry. I'm like, he's G'd up. He's a G, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the G, right.
Try the G sign.
Yeah, he's a G. And you know, I mean, dude, it's so amazing though, man. These people, like, even with the rappers or the heavy metal or the movies, all of them are in that clique. And it's almost to now, I think now, if you're not a member, that's why they gang stalk you. In the corporate world, if you're not with them, then they go after you.
I don't think you can make it up to that level if you're not with them.
Yeah.
You have to be a part of them,
Yeah.
So they throw up the rock sign, the diamond sign and all that.
Right. Yeah. the like Jay-Z does.
Yeah.
Do you
And
think
he gets people to scream out Hova, like, Jehovah.
yeah. Do you think there's people who are approached and they're taken off the list because there was a guy named Professor Griff. He did a lot of he was a rapper with Public Enemy, and Alex Jones has interviewed him, and there's been a lot of other people who interviewed him, but he was being gang stalked, and then it seems like he's not being gang stalked anymore, and now he's more famous than what he was before, and it's like they gave him. It's possible. I don't know. I can't prove it, so I don't want to say it for sure. But it seems like he was.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're getting at. I don't want to say it either because you don't really know the true story unless someone comes out and says it. But it does appear like they switched sides. They've been bought off.
Right. And so so the program, the gang stalking program or whatever, can approach somebody and take them off the list.
I guess if they feel that person can,
right,
does have an Achilles heel, they'll approach them. But I'm not too sure. I haven't been approached.
He would have to have. I mean, it'd have to be something big. You would have to offer. It probably wasn't the gang stalking program itself. It was probably like you said, the Freemasons or another secret society who had enough pull to take it off him.
Well, it could be that way, or they probably put him in a situation where it's his life or keep talking. Do you know what I mean? They can put you in such a predicament where you have to bite the bullet and be quiet. I guess they can make your environment really harsh. If they want to, they can make your life really terrible.
Oh yeah. What do you think? I mean, see, like me, I've never had. The most I've ever gotten of a confirmation from the gang stalkers was there was some guy with a girl approaching me, and he was on the phone, and he just looked really scared. And I was like, man, did somebody pay you to do this? And he shook his head, yes, like this, like he was scared. He was scared. He was like, yeah. And then I was like, who did it? And he was like, I'm just joking. But he said he was just joking because he didn't want the people to know that he was talking to me like that because they were watching him.
Yeah.
He was trying to secretly tell. Yeah. He was trying to secretly tell me yes. You know what I mean? And that's the closest I've ever gotten to scratching. To having one of them tell me what was going on.
Well, Target Individual in America. I'm not too sure of the video name. It's on YouTube. They actually grabbed the perpetrator, sort of, and put him in a corner and pulled a lot of information out of them. And a lot of the stuff was they get free food vouchers, they get free housing, they get to travel the country for free, they get just moved around just for harassment campaigns, and yeah.
That's incredible, man. Because when I was on the Greyhound bus, they were giving people. I could tell that the gang stalkers were getting free tickets just to follow me.
Yeah, of course they do, man.
Right. And the hotels, like I was at a hotel in Phoenix, and everybody that was coming there, it seemed like half the hotel was there just for me. Like they were all getting free rooms. Even a whole bus.
When I was homeless, that's the same thing, man. When I was homeless, that's what I was experiencing.
Right.
I'd be shifting hotels around, and I'd find that the same people would be following me around from hotel to hotel.
Yeah.
And this was in the early stages, and I didn't really make much of it. I just thought it was maybe coincidental. Maybe they're moving hotels like me. There's always the benefit of the doubt. But once I started researching what I'm going through, and I realized, shit, they were perpetrators, and they were assigned to watch me. They were contracted to watch me.
Yeah, they man, listen to this. They had a school bus full of teenage girls from high school, and they tried to they had the teenage girls walking around me and stuff, short pants and skirts. Yeah, man, like trying to entice me to pursue them or something. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah, they've done that with me as well, man.
Yeah,
they do. It's like they use the same rule book. It's like they're using the same rule book.
Right.
Same techniques, man. I mean, today I was engulfed with, I'd say, younger women. I wouldn't say teenage girls, but I'd say younger women, just constantly around me, up and down the street, walking in my direction, walking behind me.
Yeah.
And all in the same kind of clothing, the same kind of fashion.
It's scary. It's scary because I'm 30. I'm about to be 31, and I'll holler. If she's an adult, I'll talk. If she's an adult, if she's 18 and she's legal adult, if she looks good, I'll talk to her or whatever. But I'm not no damn criminal though. I ain't gonna mess with no minor. You know what I mean? And so, they use girls.
Yeah, I get that.
They like to use girls that you don't know. Like some of the girls, I'll be looking at them. I'm like, damn, she looks like she could be like 18, or she could be like what? She could be like 15 or something. I don't know, so I can't talk to her.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to take that risk.
They use they use that middle line where you can't really tell, because a lot of young
Right.
girls dress mature these days, and they are mature.
Right.
So you can't really tell the difference. But one of them was checking me out today. He was full looking me up and down, and I wanted to say, let's go grab a coffee or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I had my shopping in my hand, and I had my dog, and I was just caught under the rain, so I didn't really want to bother. But she was cute. She was a pretty looking bird, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. They have they use a lot of that on me, and I just don't. You know what, man? I never kissed a girl's hand in my life. And then after I started getting gang stalked, I started just approaching mad females and like kissing their hand and stuff. Like it made me more like suave, you know? Like it made. I'm serious, but yeah. I mean, it's almost like you're either gonna go down or up. You know what I mean? It's just like you're gonna make something better out of it, or it's gonna tear you apart. And
well, I'll tell you one thing: when those girls would go home and they think about what they've done in their day, they're going to say, that bloke wasn't so bad. He came up to me, he kissed my hand, and he made me feel good about myself.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of the perpetrators do. You can see on their face they rethink what they're doing. They have a bit of empathy towards the victim.
Yeah.
You can see it on their faces.
Yeah. Kind of like...
a lot of them... Sorry, go on?
No, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all right, man. It's just like they've been pressured into doing so, or peer pressured, or they've been forced. You know, it's like they haven't had the full, complete choice of choosing whether they want to do it or not.
Yeah, it's sort of weird, man, because I'll see some of them, and they'll look like they really don't want to do it, but they're doing it anyway, and I'm like, why the hell are you going to do something you don't want to do? You know?
Yeah.
Like, with me, I wouldn't do it, man. Like, if somebody came to me, like if I knew you and I'm cool with you, and somebody came to me and was like, hey, man, we're going to give you $400, drive by him in a car and just look at him. I'm like, man, I'm not going to do that, man. You know what I mean? For $400, that's a lot of money, man. But that's a trick, though, because once I do that, then what am I going to do next? Then they want you to turn it up a step. Well, we'll give you $800 if you do it. If you do this to him or do that to him. See, that's what a pimp does to a hoe. A pimp lures a hoe in, and he tells her all you got to do is dance for your client. Next thing you know, she's giving head in telephone booth somewhere. You know what I mean?
That's right, man.
You know,
they're prostitutes. They're escorts.
Yeah,
that's what they are.
Yeah.
But I do understand that there are concepts where you can have some people from overseas, like Africa or war-torn parts of the Middle East, and their family are trying to come over and get citizenship or visas or whatnot.
Right.
And obviously, they're approached and they said, look, your family can get out of this situation if you help us out. So I guess that's also another motivation for people to get into it.
Woo! It's amazing the funding they got behind this, man. What they're willing to go through to give to people to follow people around.
That's what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking, why are these people so special? Like, why am I so special? Why are you so special that we've been singled out and all these sort of resources and funds have been concentrated on us? There's a lot of money being put into this. There's a lot of people that they have working for them. There's a lot of paychecks. There's so much money being thrown into this program. I just want to understand the reason behind it and the actual agenda, what they are aiming for. Because there's a cheaper way to kill someone. You could just go up to them and shoot them with a bullet.
Right.
Bullets. Much cheaper.
Well, I think it's sort of a way to control society because as they target us and pay people to monitor us and do what they do to us, at the same time, they're controlling the people that they're paying.
I get you. They're using us like a martyr.
Yeah.
Turning us into martyrs.
Because like I'm in my neighborhood and pretty much everybody in my neighborhood's in on it. You know, the old people, even the children. And they're controlling the whole neighborhood. Because I know they're listening to all these people talk.
Well, I think it's just already established networks, like the community watch networks are already in play.
Right.
And whoever runs these programs gets to the leaders or the heads of these community watches or any network and sort of pulls them in and uses that pre-existing network.
Yeah.
Or a smaller ethnic community or whatnot, you know what I mean?
Right. It's a trip, man. It's really a trip because, like, in a way, I don't know how you feel about this, man, but in a way, it's helped me, like, seriously, who I was a year ago, I'm way better than I was. And it happened through the gang stalking program.
Yeah, on a psychological level, man, I'm much better than what I was 2, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I've grown with this program.
Yeah.
It's been for the better.
Yeah.
But on a physical health, my physical body, it's not doing too well. You know what I mean? From all the radiation and all the poison, you know, my organs are starting to shut down. Like my kidneys are starting to hurt, my heart's starting to hurt. I'm having breathing difficulties. So there's also two sides to it. You know what I mean?
Well,
it can be really.
Is it from them drugging you, or is it just from the electronic radiation weapons?
I think it's a bit of both, man, because my body was filtering out the poisons, you know, through the kidneys and the liver. And once there's toxins build up in your body, your kidneys and your liver find it hard to detoxify your body, and they start to hurt. And you start shutting down, you know?
They were using the electronic weapons on me a lot in the winter. And that's when I started going on these really long walks. And they still do it from time to time. But I'm outside a lot. I'm outside so many hours, like exercising, like jump roping and stuff. It doesn't have the effect that it used to have. And so I don't know if it's because I'm outside more or, you know what I mean? Like I try to be outside the house as much.
Sure.
Right.
I guess when you're moving around a lot, they find it hard to hit you with these waves. It's only when you're fixed or situated laying down or on the couch or on the computer or something, you're not moving around, they can target you constantly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in today's world, especially here in the States, people are already in their house so much and on the phones and watching TV and on the computer. I mean, there's a lot of people here in the States who have become like, what's the name for it? I forget there's a word for it, but they never leave their house.
Domesticated.
Yeah, they just don't do anything. They don't go anywhere. You know, there used to be a time where people used to go to the parks and meet each other and hang out and do stuff. Now it's all like computers and stuff. So human beings aren't.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You know, when I was growing up, man, you used to see all push bikes around people's houses. You know, all the kids would come up together and meet up at one friend's house and then go to the park. You don't see any of that now, man. Everyone's just on their phone.
Right.
That's how they socialise. That's how they, like you said, they're all on the internet.
Right.
Becoming antisocial.
So do you think they're trying to take you out, man? Like you said, they were hitting you with radiation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You think they're trying to kill you?
Well, yeah, man. You don't put someone through what they put you through, and don't expect that person to either kill themselves or to develop a mental health issue or a physical health issue.
Right.
And you just can't do that to even an animal. It will get sick, and obviously the end result isn't going to be something that they're aiming for as positive. It's got to be something negative, man.
How do you think there's a way out of it?
Well, I believe that when the world's economy collapses, this will stop, because then they'll have a lot more people to concentrate on. I think this is just they're trialing a lot of technology on us. They're just like the first wave, and all these new technologies they're trying on us, I guess, is for sort of crowd control, population control, because they're expecting people to riot, I guess, going into a state of anarchy.
Right.
Especially what this new thing that happened in America with this African guy being shot again. It just seems like they're provoking the people for another riot.
Yeah. I mean, that's been happening so much now. It always has been happening, but now it's in the news more. Like 30, 40 years ago, the police would do the same stuff, but it's like they never really put it in the news. They kind of swept it under the rug. It might make the newspapers or what, but now it's like they want people to see it. They want it to have a lot of attention. 20 years ago, stuff like this in the States, like a young black teenager getting shot, that wouldn't make national news. I mean, the Rodney King.
It's like a spark, man. I mean, there's fuel poured all over the stage, and that's a spark. All they need to do is just ignite it. That's what they're aiming for, I guess.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, man, I think like a lot of the stuff might not really be real. I mean, I think a lot of it is real. They are killing people, but I think some of it's also like actors.
It's staged, yeah.
Yeah, like people getting paid to say, like it's probably like it's like the gang stalking thing. It's probably just actors just acting it out.
That's what I think, man.
Right.
I mean, we were talking about this last time. It's very similar to the Truman Show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everything's an act. Everything pretty much is an act. But I'm not saying that people don't get hurt in the process of this live theatre. They
Right.
have to make it as real as they can, I guess.
I mean, and the person might think they're being an actor, and they might set him up to kill him for real. You know what I mean? Like that might be something.
Pretty much.
That might be something that happens too. You know. This stuff is crazy, man. Like the gang stalking program is paranormal because I was talking to this guy and he was hearing noises on his roof and around his house, and I was hearing that too. They can tap your house.
Yeah. They've been doing that to me. They were doing it last night as well, just throwing things at my window, trying to keep me awake.
Yeah. No, they had people outside throwing things?
Yeah.
Damn. I've been...
I counted it about 10 times, I guess, last night. Every single time I sort of get to sleep, they throw something at the window.
I've been ghosted before, where they would take my rug and turn it over outside, or they'd move the chair around, but they never actually physically threw anything, though.
No, they've taken things from my house and then returned them a few days later or a week or so later.
Damn! They did that?
Yeah.
Damn! See, dog, you're on a deep level of the program. They're hitting you.
It's pretty full on.
They got you an intense level, man.
They got me in a fucking maze, man, like a little tank with a maze with all mirrors everywhere. I don't know where the fuck I am.
I was saying that on a YouTube video. I was saying that I mentioned your name, and I was saying that you were going through a super, a much more intense version of the program than me, because I mean the most they've done to me is like they drugged my food, they've done the electronic weapons on me, they've had people approach me where they were trying to make it seem like it was going to be a violent thing. I confronted the people, they turned around. But the most intense thing was like cars following me, man. Like I would go somewhere and there'd be like non-stop cars, like 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 cars just all around me, people all around me. And that was the hardest thing to get over, And then yeah, that was the most intense thing.
Pretty annoying.
Yeah, that's really intense. I mean, it would just be people after people after people everywhere I went. And so I just started, I go into a store, man, and it got to the point, I'm just like, man, fuck this, man. I can't do this anymore. I just started approaching the managers at the store and telling them, like, everything, you know what I mean? I just got tired of it, man. I was like, I can't live like this anymore, Like, you should try it, man. Next time you go to the store, you should just tell the manager what's up.
I have. Every time I go in and I sometimes speak to people, I let them know, I'm in a harassment program and the community's harassing me. It's pretty difficult. And they just act dumb, but you know that they know what's going on.
Yeah. They've done that to me before too, man. And they had like this girl, she was like 12, she had to be like 12 or 13 years old, and they had her like jumping up and down in front of me, like trying to see if that was like going to be interesting to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's a little girl, And this was at a store. And so I was just like, man, fuck this. And so I walked up to the woman working there, and I told her like my name. I told her, my whole history and everything like that. And I just started doing that. And then after I started doing that, they lighten up a little bit. At first they were watching me trying to seem all confrontational, and then the program must have told them to lay off me because they started lightening up and not watching me. Like it wasn't as confrontational,
Yeah.
Like
I get what you're saying. You broke the ice.
Right. Right. And so, see, for me...
Like I said, some people are in it, man, and they don't really want to be, or they're just being coerced, or they're just going with the crowd, the mob mentality. And there are some people that enjoy doing it. Like, they're really they get a sense of pleasure or a sense of fulfillment out of being in the program and being a perpetrator.
Right. It's sad, man. Here in the States, so many people are living inauthentic lives. You give them something like that, and like that's the answer to all their dreams come true.
Of course.
You turn them into like a gang stalker, and it's like, now I can drive different cars, and I can hang out with different people. Now I really got a life. You know what I mean? It's like
and especially a lot of people with drug addictions and they're on drug programs and stuff. They get paid. They go get more drugs. So, there's a lot of incentives for people. Everyone's got an Achilles heel, I guess, and they get at that.
Yeah. I live in this neighborhood, man. I'm getting out here by the end of the summer. Like it's a cool neighborhood. There's nothing wrong with it, but That's why I'm on here trying to network with people, man. It's like I want to get out of here by the end of the summer, man. You know, if you get gang stalked in one area for too long, you get sick of seeing the same stuff over and over again. You're just like, damn it.
That's exactly right.
You
That's
know?
what I'm in the middle of the process of now, man. Is getting a transfer. I want to leave the state. I want to go maybe Northern Territory or Queensland, man. Get off the grid. But I want to go check. I want to check my health out first, and
Yeah.
run all the proper checks to see if there's everything wrong with me or whatnot.
Right.
And like you said, man, you get sick of seeing everyone. You get sick of the same environment just being so hostile towards you. Even though there's nothing wrong with the area, the suburb, it's a nice area and that. But you just have negative experiences, say for 12 months or 2 years or whatnot. You just want to leave. It makes no difference if the program's going to follow you or not.
Right.
You just want to leave. That's all. And I'm in that predicament right now. I need to get out.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been living here, man. I've been living here for a while, and just like this last year, this gang stalking stuff turned me into a whole different person. And it's just like I just don't feel like I feel like I've outgrown my old ways, like my old self. I've outgrown who I was. You know what I'm saying? And just like, I want to be somewhere else, do something.
Backflip.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does change you. It's changed me quite a fair bit, man. I've changed a lot.
Yeah. Man, how long have you been doing YouTube?
Probably the last year.
Last year? Yeah. Did you used to do conspiracy stuff online or just as gang stuff?
No, nothing, man.
Oh, really?
As soon as I started working out what I'm going through and with the program, I started making videos because I noticed once I started posting things on certain harassments and whatnot, the harassment would stop. Like the people with the high-vis vests, the yellow vests, would follow me around everywhere. And once I put that up on YouTube, they stopped.
Uh-huh.
I had the red ute follow me around constantly. What do you call them in America? Trucks, the tray on the back.
Yeah.
We call them utes down under. And they drive around with a red one with the lights on. Wherever I was, the same bloody ute.
Man, you should see if you can come to the States, man. They won't let you?
I don't think they'll let me because I don't have any criminal record or anything, but
Right.
it would just follow me, I guess, and I won't be able to get a job. I won't be able to survive.
That'd be pretty crazy, though, man. If you told everybody about your experiences, because your experiences are way more intense than mine. You've had.
They don't fuck around in Australia, mate. I'm telling you. I mean, the CIA and all that in America are pretty full on, yeah, but in Australia, mate, they're not to be underestimated. I'll tell you that.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a force to be reckoned with, man. Not reckoned with this force. That's all I have to say.
Well, the gang stalking program in America, I don't really think it's the CIA run. I mean, I think at the very top they have their hand in the program, of course, like they do anything else in America. But I think it's like in America, I think it's like the private security sector, like the private prisons and stuff like that, and a little bit of the military-industrial complex. But the people they hire really aren't nobody, from what I can see. Like they hire like
agents. Civilian agents, so it doesn't get traced back to the organization or wherever it's come from.
Right. Most of them are like, I don't know. They just hire people, and it's just amazing, man, how they give these people. It's like, what the fuck? You're gonna give that person that much just to follow? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like they'll give them new cars and furniture and shit. And it's like
these networks could be established for national security, against terrorism, because of what we face in the world at the moment.
Right.
And it's very easy. It would be very easy to put a network like this together and get away with it.
Right.
And get the funding for it under national security. And obviously it's being misused, man, and taken advantage of and being used against innocent people.
Yeah. No doubt. I think what's happening is it's going to come to the surface more and more what's going on with the gang stalking.
I think that'll be the case in the USA.
Right.
You guys seem like you're winning the battle. If the government sort of acknowledge that it's happening, then that's sort of half your battle over, because people can no longer say you're crazy. They have to actually take what you're saying into consideration.
Yeah.
But most targeted individuals in Australia just disappear. I mean, I've got on my playlist on my YouTube channel Australian targeted individuals, and I've tried to make contact with a few of them, and they haven't replied, then their videos have been posted like 3-4 years ago, and they just disappeared. So I'm not sure what happened to them. But they didn't look like they were in a good state in their last few videos. It looked like they had been beaten.
Damn. They had been abducted and beaten. They had been abducted and beaten?
No, they just look beaten down, like they're broken as a person.
Oh, defeated.
They don't go on anymore.
Yeah.
Psychologically and health-wise, they were just their last videos that they posted. They didn't look too good, man. So they could have just sort of maybe reacted, gone crazy at a perpetrator and been locked up. Or they could have been killed. I don't know.
See, there's one thing I noticed here in the States, man. There's a lot of people that sit there, and it's like they keep giving the program like. I mean, I know the program's intense on everybody, you know, to some degree, but there's people who just sit here and talk about like how much power the gang stalkers have, and they just say that over and over again. What do you think of that?
Well, I guess you got to respect your enemy, the opposition, and that's the Japanese Bushido way, I guess.
Right.
Respect your enemy.
Right.
And identify and be realistic about your enemy's power and whatnot. But I think feeding him too much power and giving him too much of a vote of confidence helps them in a way and doesn't help other target individuals. You know what I mean? If I'm sitting here saying that the perpetrators are almighty and all-powerful and omnipresent, and another target individual is in the beginning stages of the program, you know, in discovery, trying to work out what's going on, that's not going to give them much hope.
Right. That's what's happening. I think some of the people online here in the States aren't really being gang stalked. It's like they're gang stalkers being paid to make videos and talk about how powerful, how it's like unbeatable. Like they're paid. It's psychological. They're paid. They're what do you call it? Fuck, I forgot the name for it. Controlled opposition.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
it could be a setup, just like a sort of to how can I put this, glamorize the perpetrators in the program,
right?
Grow it larger than what it actually is.
Yeah, that's what goes on. That's what goes on. And to be honest with you, man, after I got used, I remember, man, I used to wake up and there would constantly be cars. As soon as I went to the window, there'd be cars rolling by. They'd be everywhere. Like I go walking, there'd be all kinds of cars, and it still is now, but it's just not. It doesn't feel as intense.
Yeah, you've adjusted to it. It's sort of like you become calloused.
Yeah.
You know, when you use your hands callous up, they don't feel the pain when you're using shovels or working with them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the same with us, man.
Yeah.
You become numb to it.
Right. But I be interacting with them though, man. Like I be trying to talk to them and stuff. Like if I catch them at a stoplight, like I'll be talking. I'm serious, especially like the girls and stuff. I'll be talking to them, like with the guys and stuff. I'll be like, hey, what's up, man? Da 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 da. And it's like sometimes they'll just be really freaked out. Other times they'll like go along with it. You know?
Yeah, well, I tell them, oh, your lights are on, man, your high beams are on, and it's during the day, and they'd say, oh, thank you, but they know their lights are on, and they don't expect you to sell them, but you catch them off guard, and I used to give them the finger sometimes, used to go past and scratch my nose with my roof,
yeah,
give them the finger or whatnot, or I used to just call them clowns, or 007 or something, or Austin Powers, you know, I was real smart ass in the beginning. I think this is why they came down real hard on me.
Yeah.
Because I was real cheeky towards them. I was just joking, laughing, taking it as a joke and not taking it too seriously.
Right.
That annoyed them, I think.
Yeah. They what they've done to me in the ending, see, this is like where I'm at now, they just constantly use women against me, man. Like they go and recruit these white blonde haired girls that are fine as fuck, and it's like they use them against me. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Well, you know how they know how to harass you, man. What to use, what techniques to use. Just say you're on the internet and you're looking up things and whatnot, and then there's a picture of a girl that comes by on the internet, like, you know, on the advertisement or whatnot, and you pause on that advertisement. They know what you look at, so they're probably thinking maybe you're in the mood for some, you know, for some fun, and they probably know this is what you're fixated on at the moment. This is what they harass you with.
Right. Right.
They're very clever, man. They use everything that they can against you. I mean, they go through my trash and they see what food I've been eating, and then they'll leave that trash, the wrapper, in front of my doorstep or in the path that I'm walking to let me know, we know what you're eating. You know, just to be invasive, to invade on my privacy. I don't really care, though. but they just go to extreme lengths, man, to make it look like they're invading on every aspect of your life.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't. I don't know, man. I don't know what to really make of it now, man, because I'm talking to people, and there's a lot of people I'm talking to here in the States, and I'm helping them because there's people who are emailing me now, and like they're near suicide and stuff, and I'll be talking to them for like a couple of weeks, and then they'll be seeming to get better. Yeah. And so what I'm trying
That's good, man.
Yeah, man. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get people to the point to where they feel like they can function and try to have the best regular, have a life that they can have. Because some of them are going, when they first contact me, they're in a real horrible state. Then after a couple of weeks, they seem like they can do it on their own now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at first, I think to a target individual, it feels overwhelming, and it feels like the entire world is against you, because that's the image that they try and portray. That's the matrix that they try and feed you. And when you speak to other target individuals that have gone through the same thing and they're relaying the same experiences, and they're not in the same state that you're in, maybe on a suicidal state, then you rethink yourself, oh, if they can get through it, then I can get through it, and then maybe I can help someone else get through it. Because you do go through different thought processes when you're a target individual.
Right.
You go up and down, you're emotional, you're happy, you're sad. I mean, it's just given the program, that's what it does to you. And
right.
It's just hard. It's very hard to ground yourself, and all you do need is what you're doing to people. Is someone to grab you on the arm and sort of shake you out of it and say, look, I've gone through the same thing, you can do it. You're stronger than this. You just don't let them get to you. And even if you are going to eventually die, make it hell for them. Don't give in.
Right. Right. I got a feeling, though, man. I know you're going through a lot, but I got a feeling they're not going to be able to do what they want. Whatever their agenda is for you, man, I got a feeling you're going to overcome it no matter what, man. I mean, I know that's easy for me to say because I'm not there with you, but I'm seriously, man. I got a positive feeling that's like in the next few months you're going to find something that's going to help you get through it easier. It might be you moving. It might be you just taking off.
Fingers crossed, man. I'm always hopeful, and I always look towards the positives in life. You know what I mean? But
right.
Life consists of positive and negative, so you got to take the good and the bad.
Right.
And with every interaction, with every experience, there's good and bad, negative energies inside of it. You know what I mean? So I can see myself pulling through, but on a health level, on a physical health, I do need time to recuperate. My body does need time to heal. On a psychological level, I know I can pull through it. It's been 2 years now, every single day, 24 hours a day, and then going back 11 years, and I'm still here, still functioning, still looking after myself. Do you know what I mean? I haven't given up. And I know myself. I'm a very strong person. And I guess once you make it through the first 6 months or the first maybe 8 months of the program, then you can tell that you're going to make it through the long haul. I think that they get people in the first 6 months to 8 months because it's overwhelming. And like you said, you do become used to it and adjust like you have adjusted to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother you as much as it did.
Oh man, there's this woman named Judy. She's been going through for 30 years. She's a black woman.
Oh, is that?
Huh?
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought it was a short-haired, blonde-haired woman. She's very smart.
No, it was a black woman in Detroit. She emailed me, and her whole family were targeted. It happened to her brother first, and this was back in like the early 80s or something. And he kept telling them that he was being followed everywhere, and they all thought he was crazy. And then it started happening to her and the rest of her family, and she worked at a cafeteria, and she would lay out all the plates and forks and everything, and then she would go somewhere else to get some more stuff, and people would come in there and take all the forks and plates and put them back to where they were before she set them out to make her think she's crazy.
Yeah, they do that as well, man. They do that as well. They've done that to me plenty of times, man.
But this was
it's fucked.
Yeah, this was back in the 80s though, before there was before the internet and YouTube and all that stuff. So she just had no idea what was going on, and she even told me they can knock stuff down in your house.
Yeah, they can do whatever, man. I mean, there's nothing that they can't do. If they want to do something, they'll do it. There's no limit.
Right.
Nothing is sacred.
Right.
And this does go back a few hundred years. I mean, I know this is how the Black Panther Party was broken up.
Yeah. So wait a minute, you're saying the gang stalking goes back a few hundred years?
Yeah, man, it goes back. The program goes back a while. except there's just a lot of new technologies that they've incorporated in the program, like the electronic harassment and the what is it, extremely low frequency waves and all this other crap that they use.
So
That's pretty
you're
new.
So like back in the Middle Ages, the program was around back then, probably.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you want to go back to biblical times, Jesus was actually gang stalked as well.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, and that was supposed to be like what, a couple thousand years ago.
Yeah, so it's always been around, man. It's like technology is aiding it.
It's like a secret weapon, the ancient cults probably knew about.
Yep, just to take out someone and not leave a trace.
Yeah, that's pretty deep, man. That's pretty. I never really thought about it like that. I thought because we're in this new age of technology, they needed to create this because they can't take somebody and just put them in the dungeon like they used to be able to. But it makes sense. They probably used to do this to the royal families probably used to do this to each other.
Yeah, of course, man.
Right.
This is what it's about. I mean, if you've watched the show Game of Thrones, and it just pretty much highlights a lot of this. There's different networks working together and different alliances working together to bring down a person or bring down a group of people, and it's just all sneaky. This is how the royalty used to get into royalty. They used to knock each other off. If there was princes, the princes would kill each other until there was only one or two left, and
right.
guarantees them the seat at the throne.
Right. Yeah.
So it's all these techniques, man. It's been around for a very, very long time. And I think the Germans perfected it. The East Stasi, the Stasi police, the East German...
Stasi? Yeah.
They developed this program a lot deeper and they had a lot of science behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I know over there in Germany, I visited Berlin this many years ago, and this little town called Oranienburg, they had a concentration camp called Sachsenhausen, and after the Nazis had pretty much vacated the camp, like they ran out of there before the Russians got there or the American forces got there. But when the Russians got there, they kept the camp open. The communists kept the camp open and kept using the camp. And it was almost like they took the same exact stuff the Nazis were doing and kept using it for themselves to perfect it for the communist government.
Oh yeah, man, and especially a lot of the German scientists and people that were in the army from World War II went over to America and England and Australia, and they brought a lot of their sciences and technologies with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that, how they took a lot of prisoners. They would take a lot of scientists. Same thing in America with that Project Paperclip stuff where the Nazis coming in to, they actually co-founded like the CIA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you really get you questioning: did the Nazis lose or did they win?
They won because they just took over. They just took over the government covertly. They
scattered around and hid themselves up in certain positions and maintained their agenda, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, they said, hell, we don't need to beat you on the field of battle. We'll just come into your government, create the CIA, and take it over. Fuck it. That's pretty much what happened.
It's pretty scary, man, if you think about it, really.
It is.
They were doing some really crazy things in World War II, and with the aids of technology that's come a long way these days, God knows what they're actually getting up to. It's really scary if you really want to think about it.
I think stuff like this, like the program, I wouldn't be surprised if like a lot of those rich Nazi families, owned a piece of the program themselves.
Yeah, man, that's the Fourth Reich. The Third Reich shut down, and this is the Fourth Reich.
Right.
So I don't know, man. It's pretty scary. This is something I probably don't want to get into talking about. Probably piss off a lot of crazy Nazi scientists or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't want them coming after me.
I know what you're saying, man. We'll leave it at that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. It's a trip though, man. I was talking to my friend Steve, man. You got to talk to him sometime, man. I did a couple interviews with him. He lives over in Sacramento. They were flying drone planes over his house.
What?
Yeah, drone planes, man. Like army stuff, and then like his neighbors mimic him and tell him he's crazy. Like they'll come outside his window at night and tell him he's a mental case. and like they hit him with the B2K and he hears voices all the time. Like they really socked it to him, man. They want him to think. Then they had him on like 14 to 17 different sorts of medications, and then he had to go see a therapist and look the therapist in the eye and tell the therapist that there was no such thing as gang stalking.
That's got to be hard, man.
Yeah, they were trying to put him away in a hospital, man. I think they were trying to kill him, or and then he emailed me and I started talking to him. I told him, man, get off the drugs, man. You're on too many drugs. You can't think clearly on 17 different drugs, And
no, you won't function. You won't function.
Yeah, and he cut it in half. He only takes half of what he used to take, so that's a good step. That's a step in the right direction, But he's doing,
of course.
Yeah, he's doing a lot better, man. And so, he's doing a lot better, and so it's just like, it's just amazing, man. The traps they got for people out here.
I think when they get you on medication, the program intensifies for the individual.
Yeah,
because you're in a state of confusion.
I think the drugs are linked to the voices.
I think they probably aid it.
Yeah,
they probably help it a lot more.
Yeah, because the doctors
I haven't had V2K. I haven't heard any of that.
Yeah, I've had the electronic harassment, but I haven't had the V2K. But I'm at the point now, man, where it's just like whatever they're gonna do, no matter what. And then I gotta do what I gotta. I mean, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna do. You can't stop the program from doing what it wants to do.
No, you can't. I think it's the way you can't stop what's happening to you.
Right.
But what you can do is sort of change the way you're dealing with it. I think that's the only thing that a target individual can do. And
right.
They can do that to help themselves. If you spill a glass of milk, you can make it like it's nothing, or you can sit there crying over it. It's just the way you handle a situation, I guess. And sometimes it's a lot harder to handle. I mean, they get you with things, man, that they really get you with your weak spots. They pinch you and prod you, and they have their ways of twisting your arm and causing you pain. You're going to squeal and scream one way or another.
Yeah. And, I think the thing about it is, man, is just like most people are already on Earth and already alive, and like life's just hectic as it is, and then you throw the gang stalking at them, and it's just like, Jesus. I mean, if life isn't already complicated enough.
Yeah, I'm already carrying these weights. You give me more weights to carry, I can't carry them, mate.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's the whole point of it, to overburden you, man, to overwhelm you until you either commit suicide or go crazy or hurt someone and get put into prison.
Yeah, I think what we're proving is this is the reason why the world isn't a better place, is because stuff like this can exist. If gang stalking is able to exist worldwide, then that's proof that the world is not ready for a better way of life. The world, you know what I mean?
I guess, man, you can look at it like that. But I always say that the world is always ready for a better way of living, except it's being kept in the state that it's in, man. It's all by design. So the economy feeds off this sort of shit. It's just all entwined. Everything just sort of supports itself. It's like a house of cards. You take one thing out, the house will come down.
I don't see how they can raise like a generation of people who are going to be like leaders and be able to solve real problems and be positive when they're teaching people how to be like cowards at the same time. Like gang stalk. To me, that's cowardice, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like to teach your children to do something like that. Like that. It's easy because you're getting benefits. You're getting money and you're getting benefits and you're getting through life. But what's the ultimate message behind it? The ultimate message is a cowardly existence, man.
Yeah, we'll just hand over your independence.
Right.
Don't think. We'll think for you. You just follow our orders and our instructions, and we'll feed you and we'll pay you.
Right.
And that's all you can worry about. You're just giving up your free will.
Right. And so I think I feel fortunate that I am being gang stalked because it puts me in a different category. I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but it puts me like it says there's something about us that's different, man. Because like Steve was saying, for these people to spend all the energy they're spending on us and money they're spending on us, something like that, there's something about us that's much bigger than we know. And like I was telling Steve, what would they do? What would they do to me and him if we just showed up at Washington D.C. or showed up at the CIA headquarters? How would they react?
They know who you are, I reckon.
They already know. It's not like they're gonna. What are they gonna do? Ideas? They already knows who we are. I think
Well,
there's
man,
some.
I was getting harassed by trains everywhere I was going. You know, the trains would always drive past me and honk their horns. So I rang up the closest train station and said, look, if you don't get these bloody train drivers to stop honking their horns, I'm going to blow up the bloody train station. and I didn't get called up by the cops no one came to my house telling me you're a terrorist or you're arrested for threatening to use explosives. They know who I am. They know what I'm going through, and they're expecting me to talk like that.
Exactly. You got more power. Like I went to the police department. I got poisoned at Burger King, and I left Burger King and I went to the police department across the street because I was trying to scare the people at Burger King. And I went in there, and as soon as I go in there, like I start talking to the police about Freemasonry and stuff and being gang stalked, and it's like they were completely open to it. Like at first, the woman, the woman at the front desk, she was trying to pretend like she didn't know what I was talking about, and then some other guy came out that was like way higher up, and he gave me somebody to talk to, and it's like they were like expecting it, like they were like ready for it, you know? Like they didn't acknowledge it. They didn't say, "Yeah, we know you're being gang stalked," or they didn't do it. But it was like, it was almost like it was like a free. It was like you can say whatever you want to say, man. We know what you're going through. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
They know the go, man. They do. They know what's going on.
Right, and so it was pretty cool. It was like they already knew who I was. You know, it was like
you're a celebrity.
It gives, like I say, being famous, it gives you a sense of power, man, because. Like, I look at it like, what would actually happen if we went to, like, the Rockefeller Plaza or, like, you know, the Empire State Building or something? They're going to be told we're coming there. How are they going to react to it? They might just let us in.
Yeah, well, like I told you about the courthouse when I walked into the courthouse.
Yeah.
They were expecting me, man. They cleared out the entire courthouse.
Uh-huh.
And I never got in trouble for speaking to the magistrate without having a bloody court proceeding. They just sort of spoke to me. They knew what was going on.
Right.
And that's what scared me. It's like, oh, shit, these people know me. I don't know them. Something big's going on, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's what I think. I think there's some sort of access we have because for all this to be spent on us, all this money to spend on us, we're an investment.
Well, the way I look at it, Jameel, is how can I put this, man? You know, society as a whole is controlled. You know,
right.
Everyone's in a sort of mass hypnosis, and this is in all countries around the world. And you know, you do get people that snap out of it and start seeing society for what it is, and they have to be put under a stricter sort of conditioning or program to sort of get them to go back in line. And I guess if they don't fall back in line, they get killed off. It's just like having a farm with cows on it, and you know you have one cow that's going rogue and just not doing what it's supposed to do. They put it down. They take it out of that paddock and kill it.
But there has to be. See, where I'm at on that is there has to be some sort of referee thing, because no one's coming into your house in the middle of the night and tried to like inject you with poison or something. See what I'm saying?
Well, they have tried coming in my house, but the way I set my house up at night, they can't get in. I barricade all the windows and all the doors. And, you know, if I hear someone trying to wiggle their way in, I'll have enough time to defend myself. But they have tried. They've opened the front door. They've got a key to my house, so they've opened the front door. And the door wouldn't open all the way because it's barricaded. And I just looked up off the couch and sort of seen them looking in, trying to get in, but they can't get in. Because I have to do it quietly, otherwise they'll wake you up.
Well, what? Okay, so I mean, I see where you're coming from on that, but what I'm basically saying is, if these people actually wanted to kill you, they could have actually done it. What's preventing them? Like, there has to be some sort of refereeing going on, to some degree.
Well, there's obviously some form of limitation, if that's what you're trying to say, for what they can and can't do. I guess they're trying to keep it sort of hush-hush. If they want to shoot you, it makes too much noise and people start asking questions because they can hear the gunshot. There has to be an investigation, you know?
I know, man.
If you've been complaining to the cops or been writing to authorities, you've left a paper trail, so there has to be an investigation. And
Well,
they want it to not to fall back on anyone. So if you kill yourself or you run off trying to sort of escape, they can grab you when you're trying to hitchhike and make it look like that you've run off, and disappeared on your own free will.
Well,
it doesn't fall back on anyone.
You know, like with black magic,
yeah,
they always try to get the person to agree to it. Like
it's your free will. It's free will. It's your choice.
So what I'm getting at is there's like certain rules. There's certain things they really can and can't do. I mean, like
sort of like boundaries that they can't step over. I haven't noticed that, man. I mean, there's not one thing that they haven't done. I mean, maybe I'm just sort of overwhelmed and I'm being a bit of a sook about it, but I'm not sure, Jameel. I don't know if there is limits or if there is someone telling them what they can and can't do, in the sense where, you can't poison him. They'll just do anything that they can to get you.
Well, see,
it doesn't fall back on them.
See, with your situation, you had told me a little bit about how you had like a family history that is a little different than most people.
Yeah.
Most people being gang stalked don't have the background that you have. And so I'm wondering maybe if they're hitting you harder because of that?
Well, I do guess because I've been trained. I mean, I guess I was trained to be a perpetrator growing up, and I just sort of rebelled and went against it. Because remember, I was speaking to you last time about joining that secret society. That was my sort of chosen family destiny, I guess, however you want to put it.
Right.
But there are other target individuals that have the same storyline.
Yeah. Where it's sort of like, if you don't want to go along with, if you don't want to go with it, then, we'll go over you, so to speak.
Yeah. If you're sort of brought up in a family or in a society or a community that are pretty much perpetrators, and you're brought up in that certain aspect, but you're not aware of it, you still got knowledge on certain topics and certain understandings that can assist you in the program if you've been placed in the program. So the program's obviously intensified to suit your understanding.
Yeah. See,
does that make sense?
Oh yeah. You're actually you hit something that I've always thought was that they usually know more about people than people think they know. I think there's a lot of people, like there's this girl I was talking to, and I think she's being targeted because of her family history, but I don't think she actually knows her family history, but they do.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly right, man. Because I don't know everything. I just sort of connected a few dots, and just from certain memories that I just started having recently about my childhood, I started to look at things in a mature light and sort of work things out. And I realized, oh crap, this is all to do with my past and my family and I guess community. But it's just deep, man. I guess most target individuals have been put in the program from a very young age.
Yeah, I was talking to this guy last night, and he was saying that he thinks his parents were being monitored, and then when he was born, he was just monitored because he was born from them.
Yeah, I do believe that's generational as well.
Yeah, it's really weird, man. It's like when you start getting targeted and you look at everything that's going on, it's like you go into a different dimension almost, a reality. It's just like
exactly, man. You're just Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, it's like my God, this is the way things really work.
Yeah, it's an eye opener. It really is an eye opener being put in the program. It gets you seeing how society is actually run, just how the world is really run. Because before you put in the program, you don't see behind the curtain, and then when you go through what we're going through, you start researching and your eyes start opening up and you start seeing things and say, whoa. I've not seen that, but I can't go back now.
Yeah, yesterday I was outside and I was lifting weights, and I saw this guy that I live by, and he was using his hands like this, and he didn't think I could see him. I was circling in the backyard. I was walking, doing laps, and he was communicating with the cars to like tell the cars to do this and do that. Like he was telling them that I was approaching, and so now they can do their gang stalking thing. And he was telling them with his hands like this, and I saw him, and then he quick acted like he was just like doing something else. And I thought to myself, I thought to myself, you know what? I was shown that for a reason. for some reason, like the spirit or God or whatever you want to call it, I'm at the level now where I need to be seeing things like that. I need to be seen through the program more, and that was revealed to me, like almost like metaphysically, you know? Like
I do understand what you're saying, man. It's like a natural spiritual synchronicity.
Yeah.
You were at the moment to see that, so you can make sense of it. If you had seen it maybe 2 weeks or 2 months earlier, you wouldn't have made sense of it in the fashion that you did at that moment.
Right. And it's like usually I don't see that. Usually I just see the cars go by. And that's all I see. I see the program, but this time I was able to pierce through the program and see the reality of it. And that was like an empowering thing because I'm like, man, I see. And the way he was doing it, he wasn't scared. He knew everybody else in the neighborhood was in on it, so he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, he was confident that he had the backup.
Yeah.
He knew that the backup was there.
He knew the community was going to back him up, and no one was going to, who the hell is going to come and tell me? Everybody's making money off me. Right.
That's what I see as well, man. I see the same thing. I've seen those hand signals a lot of times.
Right.
I mean, my neighbour come up to my door maybe 4 or 5 months ago at maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and knocked on my door, and I looked through the peephole and I seen her giving hand signals to people up in the shadows, in the dark.
Right.
So I just didn't like. I knew that she was obviously trying to set me up for something, so I didn't open the door. I left it at that. But I have seen them do hand signals, perps in cars do hand signals to other perps. I've seen that a lot of times, and then I don't think we're supposed to see that. They're supposed to be more covert about it, but hey, how much more covert can you get? If we see it, we see it.
Right. Well, my thinking is it's just like of all the money these people get and everything they get, why the hell do they still got to do hand signals? They should be trained well enough to just know what to do. I mean, you got furniture, you got cars, you got all this stuff. You shouldn't still be giving shit. If somebody paid me that much, I wouldn't be doing hand signals. I'd know what to do for that kind of money. You know what I mean? I'd be like,
I guess it's sort of like, when you watch a sporting event like baseball or NFL, there's a lot of hand signals when there's a team involved. You're signaling to the other team on hunting parties.
Right.
So you don't scare off the prey. So I guess that it's also psychological for them to get the perpetrators in sort of a psychological mindset that they're the prey. I mean that they're the hunter and we're the prey. It's sort of like an army group, man.
But get this though. Get this part though. While he's doing all that and cutting his grass and doing all that, I was staring at his wife's ass. His wife was in on the program. She looks like Marsha Brady from the Brady Bunch, just with like a nice fucking with a nice bubble ass. And why he's up there doing all that?
Hey, Miss Parker.
Yeah, hey, Miss Parker. While he's doing all that, I'm sitting there staring at her ass.
Man, you're so funny, man. Because sometimes I see some really hot girls like that they try and tease me with, and they're so hot. Usually, if I wasn't angry, I'd be looking at them. But I'm so pissed off at these perpetrators, I don't even look at them.
Oh, really? What do they do? Okay, like say you're out walking around. What kind of stuff do they do? They just like stare at you?
Yeah, they stare and they smile. Like, how can I put this, man? It's like they give you the look, but you're not allowed to touch or anything. You know what I mean? Like, they're sort of dangling something in front of you that you can have if you weren't in the program. Just to antagonize you, I guess.
Oh man. They did that to me. I was at this club in Phoenix, and they kept having like couples like come and sit down by me and like hug each other and kiss each other.
Yeah, they do that, man, and they look at me as well.
Yeah,
they're really like Romeo and Juliet. They're real lovey-dovey. You can tell it's over the top. It's not natural. They hold each other's hands and I love you, baby, and kiss each other, and they turn around and look at me. It's sort of like to antagonize me, like, oh look, you're alone, you're by yourself, and sucked in, you can't have this, just there you go, in your face sort of thing.
You know what?
I think it's cute.
That's turned me into a dog now, man. Like I've it's turned me into like a player, man. I just be trying to hook up with every girl now and stuff, just like yeah. Before all back a few months ago, like You know, I would have wanted like if I was interested in a female, I would have wanted like a relationship or something like that. Now it just turned me into like I just want to get laid, you know.
That's it, bro. You just
Yeah.
want to get down and dirty.
Yeah, I don't got, you know, I mean, you know, after everything, the program makes you rough, man. It turned me, you know, it's like you've been conditioned by the program. It's like you're a dog or something now, you know? It's like I'm not even human anymore.
Yeah, you're like Jason Bourne, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Your whole way of thinking changes. You know, just the way
It does, man.
Yeah.
And you start thinking more ahead. You're more, you don't do things as random, I guess. Everything's more thought out.
Right. Right, and you can see a lot of times I can see the gang stalkers. I can tell when they're rookies because they hesitate so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much hesitation. You can tell who's been doing it for a long time and who hasn't.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
They show a bit of fear. The newcomers show a bit of fear. It's a bit uncomfortable because they're not used to it, like you say. And then you get some of them, man, that are really good at what they do. I mean, I tried to walk behind one perpetrator, and I'm a young guy, you know. I've got tattoos. I do look a bit rough, and it's probably maybe 7 o'clock in the evening. And this is a woman with glasses, you know, probably a mature age woman. Probably didn't show any fear, didn't show any hesitation or anything. If that was a normal woman, just a normal civilian walking in the street, and I had walked that far behind her,
yeah,
she would have at least turned around and shown a bit of concern.
Right. Maybe thought you were like, you know, one of those young guys on drugs, like trying to rob her or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything, man. It's just not a safe situation for a woman to have a young guy walking behind her.
Right.
Especially in a quiet street. So if they don't turn around or react, you know they're perpetrators, man. They're in an act. They're stuck in the act.
Right.
They're taking on the character, and they're not showing you any fear.
The older ones seem to be cool, like the elderly men and women, like the ones that are like 70 and up that do it. They seem to be more relaxed about it. They seem to be more cool about it. Maybe
Well,
it's because
some are. With me, man, I've had some, when I go to the park with my dog, the park will be completely empty, vacant, there'll be no one there, and then within 5 minutes you have about 10 people rocking up with their dog, and they're looking at me, and they're just perpetrators, you know?
Yeah.
And I was speaking to one of them, and she was talking to me, and you could tell from the reaction on her face that she expected me to be a completely different person than what I actually was.
Uh-huh.
And we just struck up a conversation, man, and we were just having a good chat. And she was a perpetrator, and you know, a lot of the female perpetrators have turned around and told me, "You're a good guy. I don't want to talk to you anymore. You know, I don't think we have anything in common." And you can tell that they know that I'm a good guy, and they don't want to be involved in doing what they're doing to a person that's not doing anything wrong.
Ain't that something?
There are a lot of good people out there.
Ain't that something? Had you been a bad guy, you could have talked to her longer. Ain't that something?
Yeah. I gotta change. I gotta change my ways, man.
No, but that's how sad the world is. If you're a bad guy, you can talk to her longer and maybe get her back to your place. But if you're a good guy, you can't talk to her because then it breaks her heart.
Well, man, Tupac did say the good die young.
Yeah, or the good guys finish last.
That's the world we're living in, man. It's a dog eat dog world, and an angel can't survive amongst demons, bro.
I know it. That's that guy Malcolm X. He was saying in his book. He was saying that an angel cannot be around demons for a long time without becoming a demon themselves. You know, you can't.
Yep. And that angel becomes an even bigger demon than the ones that they're surrounded by.
Right. This planet's crazy, man. Crazy place.
But look, man, I've also been seeing a guy in America called Timothy Trespass. You know about him?
I haven't heard of him, but that's a hell of a name, though. Timothy Trespass.
Yeah, he's a good bloke, man. He's a target individual, and he's going through worse than what I'm going through.
Jeez.
If you want to look up his videos, man, you see his face is really drawn in. He looks really sick. He's really copped it, man. I really feel bad for the guy.
Hold up, I'll look it up right now. Timothy Trespass?
Yeah.
It's like it's getting worse all the time or something, man.
There's a lot of people copping it real bad out there, man. I mean, there's different levels of the program. I mean,
yeah,
see?
He does look pretty hit up. He looks like one of those guys who took acid too much back in the 60s or something.
Yeah, he does. But the thing is, man, he's not on any drugs or anything. He's a pretty straight guy, and
just from being that happened to him just for being targeted.
Yeah, man, they poisoned him. He's even got Morgellons worms disease. I'm not sure if you've heard about these new parasites.
Why the hell would they target him? He doesn't even look. He doesn't look like he.
Your guess is as good as mine, man.
That's crazy, man. He don't even look like the type of person who they would target. Like he looks like he has it rough enough as it is. He's been on YouTube a lot. He probably pissed somebody off on YouTube.
He's very sick, man. He's not doing too well.
Yeah, I can see, man. Yeah.
I think you've disconnected somehow, man.
Huh? I'm disconnected?
You disconnected from... Yeah, somehow.
You can't hear me anymore?
I can... Oh, there you are. You're back.
Okay. Yeah, man. I don't really, to be honest with you, I wonder how they call people into the program. Who does it have to be approved by, do you think?
I don't know. There must be a big criteria you got to tick off, I guess. You got to tick a lot of boxes, I'm pretty sure of it.
And once they put your name into the computer, it's like there forever or something until they take it out?
That's what I'm guessing, man.
It's crazy, man.
I'm guessing, look, if there's a way in, there's a way out. That's the way I look at it. But I think the way out has to come from somewhere high up the ranks. Someone higher up the ranks has to take your name off that list. And I guess you're too much of a threat for them if you know what's going on and you're still sane and you haven't folded. You can still come back and bite them in the ass. You can sue people. You're still a risk to them, you know what I mean? Most of these people are like businessmen. They don't think with their hearts or anything. They just think with a business mind.
Right.
They cut all the loose ends, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to be taken off, man. I want to be able, because I'm trying to set up some courses and stuff, and I want to be able to show people, because if people are around me, then they can see it in action. Because I didn't really have a life before this, man. Before this, I was just studying conspiracies, and now it's like I got a better life, you know? I mean, I know it sounds
sick. Gave you a purpose.
Yeah, it's like I didn't have purpose. I didn't have meaning in my life before. It's like now I got...
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I said to my mum in the beginning. I was like, if they had left me alone, I probably would have killed myself how boring my life was.
Right.
They just given me a purpose. It's given me a purpose.
Yeah, man.
But now I'm going to the point, man, I want it to stop. I don't care, man. I like the way you look at things. I want it to go on so I can show my students. I want to show...
Right. You want to...
I like the way you look at things, man.
But you see, it's easy for me to say that because I haven't been doing it for 11 years, though. You know?
Yeah, I know, man.
You've been doing it. You're ready to get off that list. You graduated the program. You're ready to go home, you know? They got you in the...
I fucking repeated that shit, man.
Yeah, they got...
back a few years.
They got you... You're like in the super alumni, man. Like, for real. They probably have like gang stalkers from all over the world just come and gang stalk you because you've been doing it for so long. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're like, we need to call the best. We need to call the best of the best for this guy because we've thrown everything we got at him and he still doesn't give a fuck.
Right, right. I bet you that's what's going on, man. They're probably just tripping off you because you're still doing your thing, and they're just like, man, what the fuck? That's why they're hitting you so hard with the drugging and stuff because they didn't start drugging me until they realized that nothing else would bother me.
Oh yeah, no, I was being drugged from not 11 years ago, but I started being drugged 2 years ago when I was living homeless in my van. I started noticing that I was being drugged somehow, and it was scary because sleeping at night in a van, you've got to be aware you can't be off your face.
Right.
And I was literally pulling myself off the mattress, peeling myself off because I was heavily sedated.
Jesus.
And it was pretty full on, man. And I've got a very strong tolerance to alcohol and drugs. I mean, when I used to smoke pot, I used to smoke a hell of a lot of pot just so I can get stoned. So whatever they were using was pretty strong.
Man, this stuff, God, I can't believe, like, a month ago, 5 weeks ago, I wasn't talking about this. Now I'm talking to you. We're doing, like, an international interview and stuff on gang stalking. This might be the first international gang stalking interview. Is there somebody else out there doing it with somebody from America and Britain or something, or Australia and Britain?
No, well, I have seen on the Vinny Eastwood show a lot of interviews, but he rejected me.
Of course.
I contacted him and he rejected an interview from me.
Yeah, he's not a real. He's more with them.
Yeah, I worked that out, man, because he started perping me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of hearing about target individuals. There's just so many of them. You wouldn't really say that to someone that's going through what we're going through if you're sympathetic and on their side.
Yeah. There's very few people out there doing the conspiracy stuff that are real. For him to make it as far as he did, he would have to be targeted already or be dead.
Yeah. He wouldn't have a show, man. They wouldn't allow him to have a show.
Hell
They'd
no.
shut him down.
Hell no. They would have fucking whacked his ass. They would have took him out in some alley somewhere and blew his fucking head off. And
yeah, of course, man. They get at everyone. I mean, if you start getting if I was to start getting a large following, that's when they would come to me and probably tell me, "Oh, look, you got to shut up and start talking about this, and that." Or you know how you get some people talking about flat Earth theory and all these sorts of things.
Right.
You're going to start putting just disinfo out there. You just got to start feeding the people disinformation, and that's when they leave you alone, I guess.
This is a sad fucking world.
Fuck it. It is, man. It's not the world that I was brought up to live in.
It's fucking sad.
They taught me at school. They should teach you at school, man. Look, if you don't be a good contributor to society, you're going to end up in this program and you're going to be a target individual. They don't tell you that, man.
No, basically what they're saying is if you don't start lying to people and you don't start being corrupt, we're going to fucking kill you. You know what I mean? It's sad.
Or we're going to make your life fucking hell. It's all backwards and upside down, eh?
I know it. Like we're like all the people who are supposed to be good are really fucking like corrupt bad people who get paid to gang stalk you, and then the people like us who are supposed to be misfits are like the good people that they have to target. You know, it's fucked up. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, man. Well, if you look in for an example, in the music industry, all the artists that talk about sex, drugs, and alcohol and money, they got how many contract deals? You know, they're always in the top 10, always in the charts. And you get the people that talk about real life shit, like peace and stopping war and social equality. They get shut up straight away. You know, look at John Lennon, look at Tupac, look at Bob Marley. All these people got killed off because they were advocating good. And you got still fucking in the charts, man. Jay-Z and all these other people just talking about shit, sex and drugs and, you know what I mean? Just to corrupt the society further, degrade it.
Just like DMX. As soon as DMX started talking about God, they took everything away from him. The rapper DMX.
Yeah, well, he even got put in jail, man. I was watching the fucking interviews.
Yeah.
DMX is a good guy. I like DMX, man. I like how he talks about Jesus and he's become a pastor. He's a good guy, man. He really is. He's not a fake. He's true. He's sincere.
Right. Yeah. We need somebody, man. I wish we had somebody with some celebrity power. Like when we had a celebrity like contact us or something. I mean that we need something like that, man.
Oh yeah, but I don't think it would happen, man. It wouldn't better their cause. Any celebrity will eventually either be killed off completely or will go along with the program.
Yeah.
Like you said, man, they don't want to lose their status. They don't want to lose all what they've built up and what they've earned all those years.
They don't want to lose their life. Yeah.
like that kid. Who's that comedian, man? What was his name again?
Dave Chappelle?
He slapped someone. No, the other comedian.
Oh, Cat Williams.
Yeah, Cat Williams.
Yeah.
He was bloody in the program, I think.
Yeah, me too. I think he was too. The way he walked in there and slapped that guy, I bet you that guy was working for the program. I bet you that guy was working for the program secretly, you know?
Yeah, he was just harassing him or something, and just Cat Williams slapped him.
Right. Right.
I feel like doing that sometimes to the perpetrators, man. I wouldn't get... Yeah, that's the best satisfaction, just to run up to him and...
Yeah.
Give him a slap across the ear, you know?
Slap him. Man, this guy that lives next to me, I don't know his name, I just call him the homie. And they've been using his wife lately. His wife be wearing jeans, man. Her fucking ass will be busting out of the jeans. And like yeah. His daughter's hot as fuck too.
You're a funny cunt, bro.
His daughter, I'm like, man. And you should see this guy, like, huh?
You're just full having a gaze at the perpetrator, just having a perv. You're a funny cunt, bro.
Yeah, but he looks like every day he has to do shit. Like he'll be out there like it seems like every day he's mowing his grass. Like you know how like they gotta make it seem like they're doing something.
Yeah, that's what my neighbours do, man.
Yeah.
Fucking, it was raining the other day. It was full raining like a bloody flooding, and then the neighbour comes out when it stops raining and she starts watering the garden. And I'm like, fuck, get in the garden and get enough water.
Right. Yeah. And that's what
they do. It's stupid, man. They give it away.
Yeah. Yeah. And this guy was like mowing his grass all the time, like every day. And it turned into a thing where he was like, he looked so nervous, man. Like I guess he thought I was gonna like say something to him or something, and he looked like he was being gang stalked. You know?
One of the perpetrators I've noticed, or two of the perpetrators that live near me, their car door has been kicked in. They've dented their panel in their car. So I think that they do get harassed and sort of forced to be perpetrators, otherwise they keep receiving these vandalizing acts towards their property or whatnot.
Damn, the program regulated on the perpetrators?
Yeah, that's what I think, man.
That's pretty fucking intense. That's pretty intense.
Yeah, I'm telling you, some of them don't want to do it.
That's how some people look. Like the guy I was telling you about, he looks like he don't ever want to do nothing. Like he fucking hates going along with it. He just like, you know, it's just like, fuck, I gotta get up and do this every fucking day. You know what I mean?
Well, he's probably thinking, I'll do this so they can leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're probably like, man, look at how much stuff we gave you, man. We gave you all this fucking stuff and paid you. You better do what we tell you to do. You know what I mean?
Or we'll take it all away, and we'll take everything else that you own away from you as well.
Hell yeah, and gang stalk you too. We'll take everything and still gang stalk you.
And destroy your life till there's nothing left.
Right. Man, that would have
That's
to be...
pretty much what the program does, man.
You know what would be worse than being targeted? To be somebody who is gang stalking and you don't want to do it, and they're threatening to target you if you try to stop. That's even worse. Yeah,
that's like having a gun to your head and they haven't shot you yet. You know, the anticipation of it is probably worse than going through it.
Right. Because
now they can threaten us with.
Because now they know.
Say to us, we're going to gangs. You know, they're not going to tell you, we're going to gang stalk you. You turn around and say, fuck you, I'm already being gang stalked. What else can you do?
Right, really, yeah. That's how I feel. It's like, what else can they do, you know? I mean, they could... See, one thing I don't talk about, like I said, about the Freemasons or the secret societies and shit, like, I lay cool on that. You know, I just tell people enough information so I can tell them about my story. But I don't ever...
Yeah.
I learned my lesson, you know?
Yeah, but as you can tell, man, how I was speaking briefly on it.
Yeah,
I've learned my lesson. Just give enough for people to see the picture.
Yeah,
and then pull back because they don't like being spoken about. They just don't like being spoken about.
Hell
Even
no.
me saying that, they won't like.
Because you know, they're not hard to find, so they don't want, you know, they feel like they got lodges everywhere, so, you know, Like with the secret societies, you can't really find the secret societies because they're not supposed to exist.
Yeah.
But with the lodges, they do exist. They have websites and all that shit, so they really don't want anybody talking about it.
There's a bit of a trick when it comes, I think, to Freemasonry. It's not the actual society that's a secret. It's what goes on in the society that's a secret.
Right.
Because everybody knows Freemasons exist, but they don't know what goes on within the lodges,
Right.
within their ranks.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, man, it's just it's fucking crazy. It's crazy, isn't it?
It is, man.
Don't you think it's just like Jesus? Because
Just leave me alone. That's all I think. Just leave me alone already. It's too much. It's too invasive. It's too in your face. You need some time to recuperate, but they don't give you that time.
you know what though, man, I've gotten a better relationship with the police. Not just in my area, but anywhere I go. Because like last year, I had like bad vibes about the police. I didn't like the police, and through the program, I've learned to just communicate with them. And so it's just a thing now. I'm just like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like we're cool. Like I'll like they're people too, so I'm friendly to them. And it's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's what I've learned, man.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because sometimes it'll be a situation where it's like we're like kind of laughing about it. Like the police, like they're following me. It's like they know I'm not doing nothing wrong. You know what I mean? But it's just like, it's just kind of like it's a weird relationship.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, man, because I've had that as well. They're following me in an unmarked vehicle, and I turned around and I've seen them, and they started laughing.
Yeah, yeah. Because they're supposed.
I used to hate cops. I used to really hate cops before I was in the program.
Me too.
After dealing with them as much as I dealt with them, I don't really hate them as much because a lot of them have given me a bit of advice and helped me along the way as much as some of them have bloody harassed me. So it's been 50-50.
I think it's kind of cool. Like when I was in Phoenix, they would pull up on me and flash the lights and stuff.
They pull you up?
Yeah, they'd pull up on me and like flash their headlights, not the police lights, but the headlights. And eventually, I just started talking to them and waving at them, and then it became a thing where it was like friendly. And then when I was outside, like it gave me more freedom because they're looking at me they're like, well, we know he ain't selling drugs or doing nothing wrong. You know what I mean? He's in the program, so it gave me more freedom.
I just like the way you look at things, man. You look at things different.
Yeah.
I wish I thought like that. I'm thinking, stop fucking following me. All right, I'm not doing anything wrong, and I know I'm not doing anything wrong. Why are you following me around?
Right.
There's millions of other people you could waste this fucking surveillance on.
Right. I just wonder, I don't have it.
It's annoying. It's fucking annoying, and they know it's annoying.
I wonder what they would do if I was driving without a driver's license. You think they'd take me to jail?
I don't know, man. With me, I don't think they want me going to jail. If I go to jail, I get sort of protected. Everything's. If you get sick, or if you get poison, you're going to go to the nurse and say, "Look, I'm sick," and then you're going to have a blood test, and it's going to come up in the blood test, and they're going to have a reason for it. They can't get away with as much.
I don't think they want me in jail either. I get the feeling that they don't want my name on any damn paperwork. They don't want my name going through the computers or anything.
That's what I'm saying. Because once you're in going through into prison or into a facility, you're vouched for. There's paperwork, like you said. There's paper trail.
Paper trail, right? Yeah, this stuff is weird, man. It's like we're not even people anymore. It's like we're in a whole different. It's like the movie The Matrix or something. Like we're out of the Matrix, and they just deal with this completely differently than normal people.
It does feel a bit like that as well, man.
Yeah.
It's like you're the worst bloody terrorist, but you're not a violent terrorist, so they can't deal with you with violence or aggression. You're a different type of terrorist. You're a peaceful terrorist. You're whatever you want to call it. You're a dissident. You're a political dissident. You're going against society. You're going against the law, but you really haven't done anything wrong. You're an activist, a modern day activist. I guess they don't like that.
What do you think they would do, like, if I just showed up, like at an import, like, at like the FBI headquarters or something, at the CIA headquarters. Do you think I mean, they would be working the program too, of course. But do you think they would just act like they don't know who I am and try to pretend like everything's normal?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I rang up ASIO, Australian Security Intelligence Office, and I asked them, I go, "Are you guys watching me? Are you guys surveillancing me?" And the lady took my number and my details, and she goes, "No, we're not surveillancing you." And she started laughing because she found it comical. Because I'm not really anyone for them to be watching, for them to be wasting all these resources on. So I do know that it's not coming from within, how can I put it, ASIO or intelligence services, but it's getting a hand from them in some aspects.
Well, it's non-official. It's coming non-officially from...
Yeah, that's the one.
Right. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I just get the feeling like we have some more, because, a regular person walks around, no one knows who they are. I mean, I can walk into a store right now and they're going to tell the store I'm coming there before I even get there.
Yeah, well, that's what's happened with me as well.
Yeah.
I was to buy a dash cam for my car, and I walked into the shop, and the store clerk just walked straight up to me and handed me the camera that I wanted without even looking on the shelf.
Ain't
so
that
they
something?
knew what I wanted to buy and everything.
That's crazy, man.
Well, I guess that's because I looked it up on the internet, and they knew what I was looking up. Excuse me.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. It just like, the synchronicity is so intense.
Well, what gets me questioning a lot, man, is are they using a rule book? Because what you're explaining is pretty much what I've been going through, and what other target individuals explain the same situation. They explain the same experiences.
Right.
So is there a rule book?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I think so. There's something they train their people under to know, because there's people all over the country going through such similar stuff. Then internationally, you're in Australia, you're going through such similar stuff. So there has to be some sort of something written in stone, almost to speak, like tactics they use.
Yeah. Strange, man.
But some people don't have it as intense. Like, I was talking to this girl, and she was living in North Carolina, and she was getting gang stalked, and she came up to Michigan, and they stopped gang stalking her. She was in the southern part of the United States.
I've noticed that as well, man. Some people go through it, but not as intense.
Right. Like with me, I can go to anywhere in the country, and they're still on me. They get even more intense. It seems like when I travel, that's when they get even more intense.
I think the more you know about the program, and the more aware you are, the more it's imposed on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're really intense on me, man. Like, they're not breaking into my house or nothing, or doing nothing like that. But if I go somewhere, they're gonna be tweaking. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
they want to see what you're up to and who you're talking to, I guess.
And it's not just the gang stalking thing, man. It's almost a thing where, because there's some things I know that they're really paranoid about me conveying to other people, because it's not fantasy stuff. It's stuff I can show people. It's like stuff I can prove, so to speak. You know what I mean? And they really don't.
Yeah.
They really don't. It's almost a thing where they don't like people around me that they can't monitor. It's like a clearance thing. Like, how people high up in the military, or people like in the intelligence things, they got to have clearance. Like politicians, they got to have a clearance to know the things they know, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a clearance.
It's like you're in a quarantine. It's like you're quarantined.
Right, I don't have a clearance. I can say whatever I want because I don't have any obligation. So they don't like me out there just mingling with people because they don't know what I'm going to tell them.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that. I think what's that 12 Monkeys movie? I think with Brad Pitt. When he's in the psych ward.
Right.
He says there's no phones and there's bars on the windows, so we don't spread the insanity.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
because if you speak to people, you can spark awareness.
Right. Right. you can reveal something to them. And so, I think I get monitored heavily by a few of the not just the gang stalking stuff, but a little bit by the secret societies and the Masons. Like, I think they're deeply interested in what I'm going to tell people, what I'm going to be out there saying, what are my intentions. You know what I mean? Like, because that's where I came from. I came from dealing with those. Like, for me, the gangs, like, I was set up to be killed, and I beat that, and for some reason, they just say, well, give them gang stalking then. And so for me, the gang stalking thing is more like probation compared to the death penalty. Like, I slipped to the death penalty. You know what I mean? And so it's like I'm not looking at it so much as like, this is fucking hell. Like, I'm a little bit more grateful because I could be dead, And so I don't know. I just think they have like a little bit more invested interest in me.
Well, like I guess, man, all type of individuals are in the program for different levels. I guess they're
right.
With me, they want to try and kill me.
Yeah, I can tell.
That's why they poison me and they try and attack me out in the street or lure me out with girls, honey traps. If they can't kill me physically, they'll poison me or they'll force me to a suicide or they'll make it look like I committed suicide.
Damn. Why do you think? Okay, what do you think their intentions are with me? Like, why do you think we seem so different? Like, what is it? Because they don't seem to be as ambitious after me as they are after you.
Honestly, maybe because you're in America. I think that plays a big factor.
Right. That's what I think.
Australia, man, target individuals don't survive.
I think they can get away with more down there. In Australia?
Yeah. It is more intense in Australia, man. I do admit that.
Yeah.
And I haven't spoken to any target individuals that have survived, unless they just sort of stop making videos. And they're still alive somewhere, but they've gone quiet. That's also a possibility. But you just don't have people speaking about it as much as you do in America. I mean, you guys have community groups and you have marches and stuff in the street, where people are, protesting and stuff. It doesn't happen in Australia.
Right. And plus, there's so many different types of people here. There's so many different types of races here, in different groups, and a lot of different. It's so much. You know what I mean? It's so much stuff coming and going. Even with the gang stalking program.
You guys are more divided.
Right.
In America, you guys are more divided up than what we are in Australia. I mean, the police, the intelligence agencies, or the security industry, I mean, everything, they all work together. The hospitals work together. They don't hide information from each other. They just work and support each other. So it's a lot easier for them to destroy a target individual.
Yeah. I bet you over in Russia, ooh, boy, that must really be bad over there if you're in the program.
Yeah, it would really suck to be in Russia or in a tough country like that, or China.
Yeah. They probably just fucking kick in your door and come into your house and look at you every day, then leave. Like over in China. You know what I mean? They probably just like, you fucking wake up to the program kicking down your door and shit.
You'll wake up in a facility, man, they're brainwashing you and shit.
Yeah.
And that's what happens over there.
Fuck. I wonder if there's people over in Africa being gang stalked.
It's happening in South Africa.
What about out in the jungles? You think?
I don't think so. I think in all Western civilizations and NATO countries.
Right.
Over, like, I do know New Zealand, Australia, the UK, the USA, South Africa. These are the countries that I've known people to be experiencing this program in. And also in Germany.
Right. Because it's not that those people don't need the money, but it's just like over there you can get away with so much you don't have to gang stalk somebody. You can just put them in jail. You know what I mean? Or you can just kill them.
Human rights isn't as good in those countries as it is in America.
Right. Right, but some people in America...
And I guess in we don't have a Bill of Rights Act.
Damn.
Yeah, when I found that out, I was like, what? We're a modern country, modern Western country. We don't have a Bill of Rights Act. It's pretty frightening. We don't have any constitutional rights here.
Yeah.
have privileges.
Yeah. It's just hard to believe this stuff's real, man. Like, sometimes I'll just be sitting there like, God damn, this shit's fucking real. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't no fucking joke.
At first, I was waking up every morning thinking, was I dreaming? Is it over? Am I really in this situation? You just wake up and think, fuck, I'm waking up to another day of this. And you think, I wish it just goes away. That's the number one thing that you wake up with every morning is like, is it going to stop today? Is there a way out of this? You just wake up to hell. You go to sleep to hell and you wake up to hell.
Jesus. How deep do you think the program goes? Like, how intense do the levels get?
I really don't know, man. All I know is that they can use all these techniques that they're using on us, all on the one person. They got no limit. I mean, they've hit me with most of the techniques that they've hit other type individuals with.
Right.
Because they got like a hat of tricks, man, and they don't use all the tricks on one person all the time. Because I've noticed with your situation, you haven't received what I've received, and I've spoken to other type individuals where I haven't got what they've gotten.
Right. Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know some target individuals that have been drugged and they've broken into their house and sexually assaulted them.
Damn.
No one believes them.
They seem to have like they use airplanes against me. They'll have airplanes with the headlights on in broad daylight. I live right next to an airport, so it's easier for them to do that.
Yeah.
But they'll use airplanes on with the headlights in broad daylight, and they'll use helicopters a lot. And
I've had the helicopters.
Right. But for me,
I've noticed the last couple of weeks that smaller aircrafts have been flying really low over my house. But I don't want to relate that to what I'm going through, so I don't come across as someone that's paranoid. But it is a possibility.
Right. Right. I don't know what to think, man. Like, the point I'm at now is just like, I'm setting up courses, man, to try to help people go get through the program, and it's working.
Well, they're not going to like it.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I don't know what else to do.
You're pretty much challenging them. You're like David and Goliath there, man.
I know it, man. I know it, but I don't know what else to do. I'm 30 years old, living at my mother's house. I don't really have an income, and so I'm setting up these courses. I'm trying to, make some money off of that, and I'm trying to help people the best I can, man. But it's like it's like whatever God is or whatever has forced me into this position.
Yeah, I do get that.
Yeah.
But you're gonna provoke them, and they might put you in deeper, man. They might put you into a program deeper.
I don't doubt it. They don't seem.
Because I look at it as you're challenging.
You're right. It's like I'm standing up to them or something.
Yeah, they're not going to like it, man. But you do what you need to do. It's all about free will. Don't get them to stop you. You know what I mean?
I mean, I just, I look at it like, what the hell are they going to do? Stalk me?
They're already doing it.
I mean, right. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I wouldn't make any courses, or I'd love to help a lot of people, but I'd probably do it a lot more covertly.
Right.
Like how you and I are talking now.
Mm-hmm.
Face to face, one on one. If someone wants to approach me online and say, well, we'll do a conference call, then yeah, I'll help them that way. But I won't start making videos and advertising that's what I'm doing, because then they'll just draw a lot more attention to you.
Yeah, man, but nobody else is doing it though. Every time somebody goes online and types in gang stalking, it's like the vibe. I mean, I'm not talking about you, man. You've done a lot to help people. I'm really, like, to be honest with you, you're one of the few people out there who are helping people to the degree that you are. But basically,
You actually think that I'm helping people?
Yeah, you've been doing it for 11 years, and you're producing information about your experience. I mean, that's teaching people, that's making people feel more comfortable. People know they're not the only one going through it. Hello?
I guess, man. Yeah, you there?
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
No. But, you know, as far, like, from what I've seen, there's a lot of people out there who talk about gang stalking, but no one's saying that, like, you know, you can beat it and you can make a better experience out of it. And I just feel like, you know, whatever the outcome is, I just feel like I'm producing a platform for somebody else, maybe somebody else later on in the future will be able to come build on it and add a little bit more. But it's something for people to make a better experience out of it. You know?
Yeah.
And
no one's actually given any solutions.
Right. I mean, but this stuff, and I'm not making this stuff up, man. This stuff has helped me. I'm much better now than I was a year ago, like when the gang stalking first started. And so I know if that can happen to me, it can happen to others.
Yeah, well, I agree with you, man. I'm in the same situation.
Right.
I've matured. I've become a better person, a more mature person. But it does play its toll on you, man. It does take things away from you as well.
You know.
I find it hard. I find it hard to trust people.
You know what I think is interesting? I mean, what I think they want to see what I can manifest out of this.
You think it's an experiment sort of thing?
I think they're doing a more hands-off thing with me. I think they want to see what I can make. They want to see what can come out of this. Because if they're listening to me, that means they're going to be able to listen to everybody. A lot of people are emailing me. I'm talking to a lot of people on my phone. And so now if they listen to my phone, they're going to be able to listen to all these other people and see what everybody's thinking. I think they want to see what I can manifest out of this so they can see what everybody's thinking. It's like it's a two-way thing.
Sort of like a platform.
It's a two-way thing. Let him do his thing and let him go out there and do what he's talking about. And let's watch him and watch everybody else who's interacting with him, and let's see what he can manifest out of it. We can, if we really want to.
Man,
that's how it feels. Honestly, that's how it feels.
Sort of like your bait on a official line, and they just cast you out.
Yeah, they're like
see what you pull in.
Yeah, they're like let the you know. If the fucker has enough balls to say all that stuff, let's see what he can do. You know what I mean? They're like, fuck, nobody else ever talked like this before. Let's see what can come out of it. That's what it feels like. Honestly, dude, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, well, that felt like that with me at first. Like they're training on me to see what a target individual can come up with for future reasons.
Right.
I'm guessing that we're not the only people that are going to be going through this. So they'd like to see what a target individual can do to wiggle themselves out of it so they can stop that in another program for another person.
That's true.
If they put a roadblock for you, theoretically speaking, and you've maneuvered around the roadblock, they want to know how you've done it and how they can go about, performing the program so the target individual can't walk their way around this roadblock. So they're trying to perfect it as well.
You know who taught me? I mean, where I got my stuff from was watching Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali had a famous fight called the Rumble in the Jungle with George Foreman, and where he did the rope-a-dope, where he let George Foreman was like a much stronger, much harder hitter, and he let George Foreman wear himself out, pretty much, right? And then after George Foreman wore himself out, then Muhammad Ali started beating him up, and Muhammad Ali ended up winning the fight. And I said, my God, I'm going to let these people throw everything. I'm going to let them throw what they can at me, and then I'm going to out-endure it and end up wearing them out in the end.
Oh, it's a bit ambitious, bro.
It was psychological. Man, listen, I used to just walk for hours and hours and hours, and they would throw all kinds of stuff at me. I mean, it was pretty hurtful just from the beginning to the end to go through all that. And then I feel like they don't hit hard anymore. Like at first it was pretty hard, but now they don't hit hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like now we're in the 14th round, you know what I mean? You don't hit hard and I can hit harder than you. You know what I mean? And so I'm just like, that's what I'm trying to manifest out of it, man. I'm trying.
You're no longer a piece of cookie though. You're a stone.
Right. I did an interview with there's this human rights group called PACT International, Have you heard of them? They specialize in like targeted individuals.
No, I haven't never heard of them.
I did an interview with them. I put it on that Jameel Rawls versus gang stalking thing, and like people were like calling in and stuff like that. And I did the whole interview, and the program is basically like kind of cool with it. I haven't had. I mean, they're not. It doesn't seem like they're tripping out over it. So that's what I'm saying. It seems like they're trying to watch me just to see, like you said, like let's see what he can do. Let's see what we can learn from this.
Well, let's see if he can advertise for us so other people can get scared and just fall in line. It's like you're an example to make an example of you.
Right? Okay, you mean people are going to hear my story about like the conspiracy research and be scared to talk about the stuff now?
Yeah.
That could be
say,
too.
oh, look what he's going through.
That could be too.
And they're probably letting you spread it around as well. Because the more people you tell, the more power they get.
That's true too. That's true too. So it's like, on one angle, I'm going to be able to help the people who are already in the gang stalking, but the people who aren't in it, they're going to be scared to go the road I went because they don't want to end up in it. Is that kind of what you're saying?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. So it's sort of like a double fold, you know? It's like no matter how many people he helps, there's still going to be a great more amount of people who don't want to end up in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's how it works, man. Like, if you see a whole group of people, say 200-300 people rioting, and then one person pulls out a gun, like a police officer pulls out a gun on these 300-400 people, they all stop in their tracks. They don't want to get shot, but there's only 18 bullets in that gun. They can't shoot all 300-400 people.
Right.
So it's sort of like we're in like a cattle mentality. We just follow the leader.
Yeah.
What's the time over there, man? What time is it over there with you?
Oh, 1:55 a.m.
Oh, okay. 4 p.m. Yeah.
It's 4 a.m. there?
No, 4 p.m.
Oh, okay. I say, man, we've been going.
Just to let you know, man, my phone battery might cut out soon. Just to let you know, man.
Okay, man. I was gonna say, you know, we got a really good one in, man. We've been talking for a couple hours. What I wanted to do was, you know, like edit the video. I was gonna put like your picture and stuff on there, but also, do you want people to have a way to contact you? I mean, I know you got I can put a link for your YouTube channel, and I can put Andy B on there. But did you have any other information that you wanted people to have?
You just put my Facebook up, I guess, and my YouTube channel, and they can get in contact that way.
Okay, man. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna upload the video. I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna start working on it as soon as we let go and have it up as soon as possible. And then, you know, it'll just be like they're gonna see me here talking, and you know, I'll have a picture. If you want a specific picture you want me to use, just let me know, man. You can send it to me through Facebook. You know.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Right. And so, but man, I look forward to seeing like the reaction we get because you're in Australia, and I'm here in United States, and so I hope we can just keep this going, man, and you know, keep the ball rolling, and you know what I'm saying? See what we can manifest out of this.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I'm really curious to see people's reactions as well, to see how they react to this, because like you said, you're in the States, I'm in Australia, and we're both experiencing the same thing. So something is definitely happening, and people that are not target individuals and are not perpetrators can see, look, there's something going down in the world that we're not aware of.
Definitely. That's because it's easy for me to talk to somebody who's like a state away from me or 2 states away from me, but I'm talking to you and you're in Australia. It's like, what the fuck? Are we both hallucinating or something? Like we both don't need medication. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
You know, is everybody around the world just hallucinating and making it up? You know? But, all right, though, man. But, you know, just let me know, man, through Facebook. You know, if you want me to use a specific picture, let me know. And then I'll start working on the video. And then I'll have it up as soon as possible. And, of course, I'll post it up to Facebook. I'll put all your links and stuff on there. And I look forward to us doing something. Yeah, man, I look forward to us doing something again, man.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, most likely, man, I'll be here. I'll kick through it. And I'm always up for an interview or a chat. Anything to better this cause, man, I'm all for it.
Right on, man. Right on. Well, all right, man. Thank you so much, Andy B. I appreciate everything, man. And I'll have it up soon. And I look forward to people contacting you, man. And hearing, more people to contact you and talk to you. Hopefully you get some more some different interviews out of this from different people.
Yeah, and thank you for interviewing me, man, and allowing me to have my story heard, because it's also helped me a lot on a psychological level. So I really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you. It's an honor to be able to interview you, man. So thanks, man. We'll talk soon, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. You catch up and have a good night, eh?
All right, bro. Thanks, man.
Take it easy, bro. Peace out.
Yeah.